I am on the road and we are off on another adventure. I'm very excited. Don't mind my hair. I got up at around like 5:20 this morning. Didn't sleep well the night before, or last night. Didn't sleep well, and so I didn't really care what my appearance looked like. Because all I'm doing is driving today. But right now we are on I-70 once again, and we are heading out at the moment towards Moab. But we are not going to Moab. Today my goal is to get to Flagstaff, because for this adventure we are actually going to head down to San Diego and go explore the Anza Borrego Desert, and I'm also hoping to explore the Joshua Tree National Forest and stuff like that. So I'm super excited because this it's going to be one of our longer trips. It's going to be 8 days out there. Well, the whole trip's 8 days, but we are going to hit Flagstaff tonight, camp. I plan to go and hit Schnibley Hill in the morning, tomorrow morning, and then we're gonna make our way into Phoenix. I'm gonna go by and see my mom and hang out for a day, and then my mom and her dog Charlie are going to join me going to San Diego, because my sister lives in San Diego, and we're gonna stop by and see her, and then I'm gonna head off into the Anza Borrego and go explore and just have a wonderful time. I've got at least 3 full days and a half a day planned for the Anza Borrego and Joshua Tree National Forest. Now I get that's probably not enough time, but we are going to have a blast regardless. I'm super excited because I have wanted to go check these places out for years and have not been able to until now. But I have been cruising now for, I don't know, about an hour and a half. When I started, it was still pouring rain. We had a massive storm come through Denver that started yesterday evening or yesterday afternoon at like 3 o'clock. It was still going when I left. And right now I'm in the heart of the Rockies. We've gone through the Eisenhower Tunnel. I've passed the exit for Breckenridge. I think we're heading up on Vail here in probably another, 10 miles. And it has been very rainy, stormy, and there's lots of fresh snow up here in the mountains, and according to the Jeep, it's 27 degrees. But it's been pretty. I will give it that. It has been absolutely gorgeous this morning. It's been fun driving through all this. I haven't been, there's some crazy people taking off on these super icy roads. I'm trying not to do that. I'd like to survive. But it is pretty. Look at that. So, there is that. But I'm going to keep cruising along, guys. I just wanted to check in and fill you guys in on what is happening for our adventure for the next couple days, or 8 days. It's not a couple days, it's a long time. But we are going to have an absolute blast. And the adventure doesn't end when I leave, San Diego, because we're actually going to come up a different way home, and we'll probably stop and camp one night, because I'm probably going to split the journey up like I am heading towards Phoenix. Coming home from San Diego, I'll probably stop somewhere in Utah before I head home, because that drive is 16 hours, and though I love driving, I don't want to drive for 16 hours straight just to get home. I won't get home until like 10, 11 o'clock if the weather's nice. But it has been a fun time so far, but we got a long journey ahead of us, because what I said, driving for an hour and a half. We got 3.5, maybe 4 hours to Moab, where we'll stop, get gas, and then head to Flagstaff. So it's going to be about an 11 hour day to Flagstaff, and then give or take an hour or the 2 hours to go find camp. I got several spots marked out for camp that I'm really hoping to try and find. Hopefully they're open, because it is Wednesday. But I'm hoping they're open, but there's one campsite in particular that I want to go and see if will work, just because it's, well, when we get there, we'll tell you more, but it's in a spot that I've always wanted to go to in Flagstaff, and I've never been able to get there because just either it was always people, or we couldn't get back there because they had parts of the trail closed and things like that. So, but I will check in with you guys in a little bit, but I'm going to keep cruising and enjoying the mountain scenery and all the fresh snow. Several hours. Over like 5 hours since I talked to y'all last. But we are somewhere in southern Utah. We stopped in Moab and got some gas and just took a little break for, I don't know, around 10 minutes. Very short. And then we were back on the road. And we are on, what is this? The 191 heading to Flagstaff. And according to the GPS, I got like 4 more hours to go. So we'll see. It's been a very pretty drive. I've been enjoying it. And there's not been a lot of traffic, which is really nice. There's been a few slow people, but otherwise it's been pretty good. I just wanted to check in and say that, you know, I'm still traveling. We are in southern Utah. And this is my view at the moment. Right now, I know the camera won't do it justice, and because I'm driving, I don't have free hands to sit there and zoom it in and everything like that. But it's actually really pretty. I can see canyons way out in the distance, peaks, some mesas. I got the Rocky Mountains on one side of me. I've got some mountains that I don't know what they're called on the other side of me. I got mountains in front of me. This is really pretty. Never driven on this particular part heading into Flagstaff. I've driven towards, you know, when we get closer towards the Arizona border, I'll have driven that road a long time ago. I drove that back into Flagstaff once, but I have never driven this part of the road, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness, it's pretty. Lots of things to see. But I'm going to keep trucking along, guys, and I will catch you all when I hit Flagstaff, because once we hit Flagstaff, because that's the destination, we will find camp. Like I said earlier, I have a spot in mind. I'm hoping it's good, and I'm hoping the weather is supposed to be really gorgeous in Flagstaff. So I'm hoping the weather is going to hold. But like most things, I don't have faith in the weather. So we will see when we get there. But I'm gonna keep going, and I'll catch you all in a few. Well, we made it to camp. It took a little bit to find camp. A couple of the areas that I really wanted to try and find a campsite, they actually had the trails closed. So I don't know if it's because, you know, winter was still happening or what, but they were closed. So it took a little while, and I found this area. And it is super gorgeous, if I can turn it here. I got a lake right behind me. It's as close as I could get to the lake, the park, so I'll take it. Because I was trying to camp actually along Lake Mary, on the south side of Lake Mary, but like I said, the trails were closed to get back in there. So, but there would have been some really cool spots back in there. I was really hoping, but next time. But we are tucked up back in here. This area, we had to go up on a service or a Forest Service road, and I wanted to make sure I was tucked up back away from that service road, because I do not want to hear people driving up and down it all night long. And I think I have found an amazing spot. And I can hear frogs in the background and everything else. And I am just about finishing up my dinner. It's nothing special tonight, just because I've been pretty much driving for 12 hours today. Because we started off at home, drove into Moab, then Moab down to here, which the Moab to Flagstaff part was probably the worst part of the whole drive. I just got so bored. So bored. Like, there were some pretty things to see, but once you descend down into the canyons and you cross that Arizona line, it's nothing to see. It's just dirt. I don't know. I kind of got bored, but now I'm up here. I'm enjoying it, guys. Flagstaff is my favorite place in the United States. It was always my happy place when I was a kid, and I'm super happy to be back in the forest camping, smelling that pine smell that I can't get too much else. And I'm excited because it is super clear out. There's not a cloud in the sky. I'm really, really hoping to see some really pretty stars tonight. We'll see. I don't know. Every time I'm in Flagstaff and it's clear like this, there's always stars. And it's actually quite nice out. It's a little chilly. The temperatures started to drop as that sun's going down, so I had to throw on a jacket. But it is really, really nice, and I love this campsite. It's quite big. There's lots of room, and there was lots of trash. People are just trashy people. So I picked that up. But there's lots of space for tons of rigs in here. You can see. But it's just me, and it is awesome. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. But that is it for today, guys. I'm just going to finish... I'm going to finish cooking, eat, and just kind of relax and enjoy the rest of the evening out here in the water. And I will see you guys in the morning, because tomorrow we head down into Phoenix. But before we get there, we're going to go hit Schnibley Hill and just kind of cruise through Sedona real quick before heading down into Phoenix to go see my mom. So I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is just before 6 here in Flagstaff. I slept pretty well. It wasn't the greatest, but I did sleep pretty well. Having the noise of all the frogs in the background, that was like amazing white noise. But I got cold. My body didn't get cold, my face got cold. Holy crap. The temperatures are pretty chilly out here this morning, but I flipped the heater on and I fell right back asleep, so I'm glad I brought Mr. Buddy Heater. But this is an absolutely gorgeous area, guys. Just check out the sunrise coming up above this water. It is awesome. And there were some coyotes or wolves or something out here. Not over in this area, but across this, making a hell of a racket when I went to bed. But the plan for this morning is to just kind of take it easy a little bit, because it is not even 6 o'clock yet. The joys of going backwards in time. I'm up before everything else. But the plan is make breakfast. I'm letting the tent air out right now. It had a lot of condensation from having the heater on and me breathing last night. Let that dry out, and then we will pack up and head over and do Schnibley Hill. I'm super excited. I've never done Schnibley Hill, and I've been wanting to do it for a while. So we're gonna hit that, cruise through Sedona a little bit, and then we'll head down into Phoenix, head over to my mom's house. Unless we find another trail along the way, then we'll hit that. Then we'll go down to Phoenix. But at some point, we're ending up in Phoenix tonight, because I have to get her so we can go to San Diego. But it's gonna be a good day, guys. I can feel it. I am starting to wake up. Not quite all the way there yet, but I'm getting there. And that smell of pine, guys, oh my gosh. Life-changing, absolutely life-changing. I love it up here. Love it in Flagstaff. But yeah, that's the plan, guys. So I'm gonna head back over. Actually, that's the plan, guys. I'm gonna enjoy this sunrise a little bit longer before I head back over to camp, because camp is right tucked up back that way. So I'm gonna enjoy this a bit and then get up there and we'll start cooking and cleaning up, and yeah, no big rush today, not at all. I've just been walking, just through the forest a little bit this morning, guys, and it is gorgeous out here. Oh my goodness, it is pretty. I've missed Flagstaff. It's been a year since I was here in Flagstaff. I was out here for Expo West, Overland Expo West, last year, 2022. That was the last time I've been to Flagstaff, so it's been an entire year. And I am so glad I came out here. It is so nice. Just hearing nature, watching everything wake up. Now it is cold, my hands are freezing, but it is nice out here. And that sun, it's coming up, it's trying hard. It's like it's stopped, it's paused. Someone hit the play button, I need the heat. But it is pretty out here. One of my favorite things to do in the world is to be in Flagstaff and just walk through the middle of the forest. I have like an internal GPS. I have a hard time getting lost. So I love just walking out into the middle of the woods and just walking and seeing what's out there, because you never know what's out there until you walk out there. That's kind of what I was doing this morning. Though you can see the Jeep right back there behind me. I just walked that way and I just kept walking. Just kept walking. It is so pretty. It is so peaceful. Love it out here, guys. Absolutely love it. Alright, let's go check on the tent and some other things. And I'm also getting hungry. So, not sure what's for breakfast. We have to look in the box of stuff. Because I didn't bring a whole lot, but I think we're gonna have eggs. I did bring some eggs. So, let's go start making breakfast. Well, we got breakfast going. Bagel, and I got eggs in the pot. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but lately, Sam's Club eggs have sucked. Like, we buy our eggs from Sam's Club because it's cheaper and you get more for what you pay for, but lately they've just been, like, the shells of the eggs just seem to, like, I crack it and it just, like, disintegrates in my hand. I don't know, but it's been kind of crappy eggs. I'm super excited about this breakfast. And it's not like it's anything different than what I make at home, but because it is cold, like that's why my hands are in my pocket. I don't know if you guys can see my breath. It is cold. So to be able to eat some warm food is definitely gonna help me wake up, feel better, warm up. Most definitely warm up. But it is pretty. That sun is up, but there's like a film over the sky right now, so it's not as intense, but it's getting there. And the tent and the tent fly are just about dried. They've probably got, I don't know, another 15 minutes and they'll be completely dried out, and then I can start packing them camp. But this has been an excellent morning so far. The joys of being an hour ahead of them, of Arizona typically, is I woke up at 5 o'clock, pretty much awake, because I'm like, oh, it's 6 o'clock back home. It's time to get up. So, pretty happy about that. And I think my eggs are done. Well, guys, there's breakfast. I forgot my spatula, so the egg did not want to exit the pan. So it's a little messy, but it's going to taste delicious. Ooh, that sun just came over the trees, guys. Oh. Hot breakfast. Sun coming up, warmth. Oh, it feels so good. Great day to be alive. Great day. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm forgetting the rain fly. There we go, guys. Alright, guys. Camp is all packed up. The Jeep is all set. I had to do a little bit of reorganizing because I did not quite like the way I organized the Jeep as I drove up here. So I did some reorganizing. So it took a little longer to clean up from camp, but it's all in there. I really like the way I have it organized this time, so things won't move around or rattle and things like that. And I can still see on my back window, which is pluses. But I'm all packed up. What we are going to do is we are actually going to head back down Lake Mary Road towards Flagstaff, so I can connect to some internet signal. And then once we get that, I got a couple things to do off of my phone real quick this morning, and then we are going to head to Schnibbly Hill and go tackle that trail. I'm super excited to do that. And then once we do that, who knows, maybe we'll hit one more trail. Otherwise, we'll head down into Phoenix. My goal is to try and get to Phoenix by 3 o'clock at the latest, just because I hate Phoenix traffic. Literally, you might as well call Phoenix East LA almost, because it's almost as bad as California traffic now. Wasn't like that 8 years ago when I once lived here, but that's the plan. So here in just a second, we're gonna get ready to head out.
Well, pulled off to the side real quick. Zoom me out. One, because I found a lot of signal, so I can do things here. But second, that's Lake Mary. This is the fullest I have ever seen Lake Mary in my entire life. And I lived in Arizona for 20-something years. I've never seen it this full. Like at one point, I used to see elk herds in this lake because that's how empty it was. So Arizona must have got a ton of water, which is great because it needed it. But that is super pretty to see Lake Mary full like that for once. Maybe the bald eagles will return. We used to have bald eagles that used to soar over this. We'll see. I have gotten everything I needed to taken care of. We've been around here for about 20-25 minutes. I was talking with Lindsay. Unfortunately, she has to work. And I was doing my things on my phone that I needed to, and I found, I plugged in the directions so we can get over the Schnibbly Hill, because that is what we are going to go run next. And then we'll go figure out what other trouble we can get into before heading down into Phoenix. But this has been a wonderful morning. I am so happy right now, guys. Like, being in my favorite place in the United States, I'm just grinning ear to ear. I'm so happy. I feel so peaceful and so calm. And it's just awesome. And I don't necessarily want to leave, but I'll be back to Flagstaff many, many more times, so I'm not too upset. I just noticed there's still snow on the mountain over there. See things I'm still noticing as I'm sitting here. But I got all that taken care of. I walked around, so let's start heading over to Schnibbly Hill because it's about 45 minutes away. We'll go and hit that trail and then go figure out what else we can do. Alright guys, so this is the upper half of Lake Mary, but further down is the lower part of Lake Mary, which we're about to cross here in just a second. And there is the lower part of Lake Mary. It is absolutely gorgeous down there, guys. Like, I can't tell you enough. And here in a second, we'll be able to see it better. But like I said earlier, I've never seen this lake this full. There it is. There's the lower part of Lake Mary. I have seen elk herds in there, just like in the upper part. A year ago, this was dang near dry, and I haven't been to Flagstaff a whole lot since, I left Arizona. But 8 years ago, when I was still in Arizona, Lake Mary was bone dead dry. Like the lower half of Lake Mary here, like you can see out the window, was 100% dried up. Like you could walk across it. People were driving their ATVs and 4x4s and everything through there. And the upper half of Lake Mary, you couldn't drown a witch in it. Like it was, you should still walk across the lake because it may have went to your, up to my waist. But it is so awesome to see water again in Lake Mary. And just to see Colorado, just to see Arizona and Flagstaff coming back to life here in the spring. I've said it several times already, but I'll keep saying it. Flagstaff is my favorite place in the United States. It's just so peaceful up here, guys. So peaceful. Like, I can't explain it. This is my happy place. I love Colorado to death, and it is an amazing place to live, and I love being there. But Flagstaff is my favorite place. Everyone's got their favorite place. This is just mine. Did some more looking, and actually, park ranger came by, so I stopped to talk to him. And apparently Flagstaff has closed like over half their trails due to nothing. Like, he didn't understand why half their trails were closed, but over half their trails are closed. So, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start heading down towards the valley. And just after Black Canyon City, there are a bunch of off-road trails, and I think we're going to go explore some of those. I've got one marked down for, I think it's New River Trail or something like that. But I think we're going to go hit those trails and see what they're like. Just because everything up here seems to be closed, and they're gonna have it closed for like another 2 weeks, I think he said. So I honestly don't feel like aimlessly wandering about Flagstaff in the hopes of finding a place to do these things. So, but we're gonna start heading down to the valley, guys, so we can go and hit those trails and have a good time, because we're on an adventure. We adapt and overcome. I just wasn't planning to hit trails down in the valley today, but I guess we're going to. Well, guys, we are closer to the valley. The valley is probably, I don't know, like 30 minutes south still to go, but we are on the New River Trail. Well, I was not expecting my phone to magically start playing music. That was a little spooky. Okay. Alright, guys. We are close to the valley. The valley is probably like 30 minutes south still, but we are at the New River Trail. Literally, this is kind of like the trailhead aspect of things. But we are going to air down, and we're going to go check out this trail and see what it has in store. I've never been out here either. I know, the guy that lived in Arizona 20-something years growing up, I was more towards Lake Pleasant and a bunch of other areas and up north exploring versus out here in the desert. It's hot. Because it is like 92 degrees right now. And to put that in retrospect of what I'm used to, it's barely 60 degrees in Denver right now. So it's the hottest I've been since last year. A year ago when I was here in the summer. But it is gorgeous. There's a slight breeze. There's not a cloud in the sky. And I'm very curious to see. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to air down the Jeep, and we are actually going to try using the Morflate hoses to deflate the tires, because I told you the next time that I'm out on the trail and have to deflate, I'll give those a test. So we're going to test those out, and then we are going to head down the trail and see what it has in store, because honestly I don't know. This is supposed to be, so once again, this is supposed to be a 4 rated trail, like it's rated as a 4 and moderate. After my little excursion in Colorado and it's supposed to be a 4 and moderate, I don't have a lot of hope. And you'll have to forgive me with some of the road noise, because there is some construction site right over there, so you got all the construction vehicles coming in and out. But we're gonna go see what this truly is, and once we leave this spot, I probably won't film until we get further up the trail past the construction site, just because I don't want to invade in their little area. So let's start airing down the Jeep, guys. Okay, guys, so it's telling me, I don't know if we can get it to focus. Woo! There we go. It's telling me 40 PSI in all the tires. They equalized it all, so let's deflate it and see what we can get it down to. Not sure if it's showing. It's a little hard to do it with the sun. Almost right. 29 PSI. Get in it. Alright. 20 PSI. So was that any quicker? Honestly, I feel like it may have taken about the same amount of time. It does require, you to watch it, because I don't know, like I said, if it showed on the camera or not, but as I fight with this cord to wind it up, what the heck? It kind of does a little countdown with like how much PSI you've lit out, which is great. But then it kind of hits a point where it hits 0, and then you have to kind of just watch it until it gets to your desired point. So, I don't know. In reality, because I have my little actual tire deflator set to 20 PSI exactly, and this I have to watch, it probably took about the same amount of time, honestly. And with this one, like I said, you have to watch it. But it worked. Got them all down at the same time, so I cannot complain. So either way, I guess, be a great option. I like using my tire deflators just because I have them and they're set. This is a great backup, or if you forget something, so. But it worked, guys. So we're down at 20 PSI, and just here in a second, we're gonna go hit the trail. Well, guys, we just kind of climbed up a mountain with the Jeep. It's sitting over here cooling off a little bit. The Jeep wasn't getting hot. All of my camera gear, except for this camera, was getting warm. The GoPro, my phone kind of has gone into cool down mode. I don't know. But there's this awesome view right back here. I'll show you guys in just a second. But this has been a fun trail. It is moderate. I will give it that, and it is pretty technical. It's not been technical in the sense of getting super flexy, but there's tons of whoops and rock areas that you just got to maneuver through, and it's just a slow going kind of trail, which is awesome. And it is gorgeous out here, guys, and that breeze is a welcome. If you never explored Arizona, come out and explore. And I don't just mean Flagstaff. Come down to the desert, but just don't do it in the summer. It gets too hot. Right now is probably the last little bit I'd come explore down here, because it's going to get hot here real quick, real soon. But let's see what else we can get ourselves into, guys. the Jeep is working hard. We are climbing, guys. We have been climbing for, I don't know, the past mile and a half, 2 miles. It just keeps going. It's really cool, but oh my goodness, it is working. How cool is that, guys? So right down there is where we started and came up, and if we keep walking, you'll see a glimpse of the trail here in a second. That started our climb. I'm waiting for it to appear. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. It's right. There's my finger. There. Yeah. Isn't that a pretty view? Oh my gosh. So gorgeous. I always know one thing about Arizona. If there is a climb up anything in the desert, there's gonna be an amazing view accompanying it. The reward for the climb up. So we're gonna go down this trail a little bit further. We're almost out of time, but we're gonna go down, see what's ahead, and then we will turn around and head back to the main road. Well guys, we made it to that saddle, and like I said, that is one heck of a view. Oh my goodness, look at it. Now here in just a second, we'll go over to the rocks, take a quick look, and get some spectacular things, and I'm gonna launch the drone so we can see what's back there, because we're not gonna travel any further down because it is already, oh, what is it? Almost 2:30. It's gonna take me about another hour and a half without filming to get down the trail, because we started this before 12. So I'm gonna work my way back down the trail, then we'll air up, and then we gotta hit Phoenix. But guys, this is awesome. Next time I come into the desert area, we will definitely finish the New River Trail and some of the others. But it has been a fun day, you know, starting off this morning in Flagstaff, and just that epic campsite. To me, it was amazing. I loved being near the water. And then though Schnibley Hill was closed, and that was kind of a bummer, we made our way down here, and it's just been an absolute blast to just get away from people and out here in the desert. When I was growing up, guys, I used to go for runs because I lived on South Mountain, like tucked up around there on the south side of South Mountain, and I used to run into the mountains all the time. It was my friends and I's favorite place to go running, was up in the mountains, and we just go and go and go, and this is why. You just got swirl cactus, rocks, trails, wildlife, and these kinds of views everywhere you turn, guys. And it is what made running so fun for me, and why I love the desert. Like, I have lots of favorite places in the world, and Flagstaff is my ultimate favorite. I love Colorado, and I also love the desert. I may not care for Arizona in a whole, for a city-wise anymore, but I love coming out to Arizona, to the deserts, guys. There's nothing more peaceful to me than being out here in nature and exploring. Doesn't matter where in the world you are, you're out in nature and exploring. And out here, guys, I've seen 0 people. Now granted, it is Thursday, but there's no one out here whatsoever. It is just me and nature. And to be out here, and it is pretty much clear skies. We got a few wispy clouds, and actually up that way, I doubt the camera's capturing it, the moon is actually out right there. So this is gorgeous, guys. I am so happy that we are doing this trip and exploring. You know, I would not have been out here if it wasn't for Schnibley Hill being closed. The day would have been much shorter, but you know, things happen for a reason, and we are out here, and this is great. So that concludes us for day 2, guys. This is an 8-day adventure. This is day 2 because day 1 was mostly just traveling. Day 2 is still kind of like all the days are still kind of traveling, but our end destination is the Anza Borrego Desert, and I'm hoping we'll have time to hit the Joshua Tree National Forest. But that is our goal. We are going to still be in Arizona for 1 more day. We still have 1 more full day in Arizona. I got some people to visit while I'm here, and then Saturday we are heading to San Diego. My sister's out there. I'm going to take my mom and her dog, and we're going to go out there, and we may hit some trails Saturday. My goal is to try and hit a trail, at least 1 trail Saturday before we hit town, and then we'll probably just be kind of hanging out. And then Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday we are going to be out in the Anza Borrego and possibly Joshua Tree National Forest, having a blast because I'm super excited. I've got all sorts of trails marked out on there and a couple campsites, and then we'll start heading back home because I have something I got to get to again. You know, I got 8 days, time to get home. So the goal is to probably leave Tuesday evening, and just after we're done on the trail, and just kind of travel to a point, and then we'll camp somewhere, and then we'll finish the rest of the drive Wednesday, going home, kind of breaking it up a little bit. Just because from San Diego to Denver is like a 16-hour drive, and honestly, I'm not driving 16 hours straight. So if we can cut it up a little bit, that's what we're gonna do. But thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow. I'll still go find a trail tomorrow. It'll just be Friday. I'll still go find something to do. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, and we'll probably be at my mom's house. So I'll catch you guys then.